So pardon the background noise, that's my ultrasonic cleaner running. Basically I just wanted to show you what I did when I brought this home. I cleaned it off, just kind of lightly rinsed it with some soapy water and took the float off. And one thing I did was, so I blew all this off with compressed air very lightly, made sure that the passage from the fuel line to the intake was clear. And I also sprayed some carburetor cleaner through the main port in the center. And then I also took I got a little twist tie with the paper cut off, and I run that through. I'm getting that. There we go. In there. It's tricky, but that shows that that passage is clear. So this part should be good. What I think I found the problem was this is the fuel solenoid, and it had enough crud in there from sitting that it didn't want to move freely. So basically I worked it back and forth. I sprayed some carburetor cleaner inside there and kind of held it upside down while doing so. Made sure that it cleaned out really nicely, and as you can see, this moves nice and freely now, springs back. So I think this was the problem, but I'm also cleaning the carburetor bowl because that was pretty nasty, and that's what's in the ultrasonic cleaner right now. So once that's done and clean, I will put all this back together, and then we will go back to the mower and drain the old gas out of it, put some fresh gas in there. Might as well do that since we've gotten this far in, and hopefully the mower should start right up and run great by that point. So that's it for this moment. I'll be back. Alright, so I'm back at the mower, and I'm going to try to drain the gas tank. I have a system for this. I made a special tool. It's a kidney pan with a tube. I made this with the drain specifically for push mowers, so I can get the pan underneath. It's very low clearance, but it's pretty handy for all sorts of applications with tight areas. As you can see, this is one of them, and sometimes you have to get creative. I think that will work. I'll loosen the clamps on the fuel filter. Pry off the hose at the fuel filter. There we go. It's coming. Ooh. I have to control the flow of it because it's going out faster than my little pan can take it. Nope, too much. So if I could keep up, it can't. Whoa. All right. Still quite a bit of fuel in there. It's looking like this fuel pump is basically just a one-way valve. So that's drained out. I'm wondering if I should just take that fuel tank out at this point. I think I'm going to do that. So let me get my kidney pan. just connect this. It's like a overflow tube or pressure tube. There you go. Get my tools. This is just 3/8 and I can just take it off by hand. It does seem to be the case. To try to get this out. Perfect. And then point you down in the general vicinity where I'm at. Yeah, there's some debris in the bottom of the tank here. I'm gonna take this tank home and clean it as well. I feel like I might be right in front of the camera here, but alright, that's as much as I can get out of that tank. And cover my fuel can up. Put the cover back over the mower. Try to keep some of the rain out. think that's going to cover it for this portion of the cleaning and repair of this mower. And again, I'll be back when I'm ready to put the carburetor back in. So I did a bit of research and found out that this is the fuel shutoff valve, and when you apply power to it, it is supposed to close itself. And what I'm finding is that it's behaving intermittently. Of course, it's now working perfectly while I'm trying to videotape it. Oh, there we go. It is now in a failure mode. So if I clip this on, you can see it's drawing current. It's not actually closed, but if I tap it, then it closes itself. Oh, and now it's in a failure mode again. Clip it on. Oops, unclipped. Very difficult to videotape this one-handed. Alright, and it's clipped again. And yep, it's in a failure mode again. And it's in a failure mode again. So, I'm going to have to find a replacement for this. You can see it is drawing current. Oh, it's currently closed. And there we go. It is still not connected, but it is drawing current. So, this unit's bad. I need to replace it. Alright, we're going to do a short update. Sorry that my neighbor is mowing in the background, but and dogs barking in the background, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. So my new tires came in. I ended up getting these flat free tires off of Amazon. It was $100 per pair, and when I was comparing that to the tube tires, the basic tube tires, those were like $60 a pair on Amazon, and in store they were like $80 each. So one thing that really bothers me about stuff made overseas is that it seems like you always need to tweak them, and I've bought similar flat free tires like this in the past that come with a Zerk fitting, and the Zerk fitting is always just practically spinning in the hole, because there's not much material on that hub for them to screw into. So what I actually did is I removed the Zerk fittings, put some Loctite on them, let that set overnight, and then I actually put some epoxy over that in an attempt to further hold it in place. And I already started this. I took the wheels off before because I wanted to make sure I had the ones that would fit correctly, and they do. So we're just going to toss them on really quick. And one thing I wasn't quite sure is if I was going to be able to put the Zerk fitting facing in like I wanted, because of this little cap here, but it does appear to clear. And I also used one of these new washers that came with it to help space it out a little further, because I have plenty of extra space in there. Sure, I did actually leave that washer in there. I did. So yeah, we got nice clearance for that Zerk fitting in there, and we'll put washer on this side. Is there room for 2 washers still? I think I do. And then these just clip on with these C-clips. Simple as that. Bring it around the other side. Tire just comes right off. I'll wipe this down from whatever old grease was on there. Washer. Tire. 2 washers. I love when C-clips spring back on you like that. There we go. Alright, I do need to put grease in those grease zerks. I'm going to get a bigger grease gun because I only have a mini grease gun, and I found that it's cheaper just to buy a new grease gun with a large cartridge than it is to buy the smaller cartridges for it. So, let me see if I can get you a close-up in here. That zerk fitting. Now, of course, I just put the mower down, but it is clearing that. So, all right. So in theory, this mower is almost ready to go once I get my new solenoid in. I did bring this one with me just to try it on the actual mower, and at first I thought it was working fine, and then it had a failure. So I'm not going to trust it. I am simply replacing it. I ordered some aftermarket ones. The aftermarket ones ranged anywhere from $10 to $60 or $70 each. The OEM one is $150, so I'm certainly not spending $150 on one of these solenoids. And yeah, there's also videos on YouTube where you can effectively delete the solenoid by just snipping off the tip, so fuel always flows. And they recommend, if you do that, to use just a manual fuel shut-off when you're not running the mower. And that's kind of a cop-out, but I can see why people do it if the alternative is spending $150 on an OEM replacement. So hopefully the aftermarket ones are going to work. But if not, we have options. So we're getting close, and I really hope that part comes in soon, because the grass is growing like gangbusters and it is way above what I should allow it to be. So and those parts are still going to take another 3 or so days to come in, so hopefully I don't get a citation from the town on the length of the lawn, but I think I'll be okay, because like I said, I'm pretty sure once I get that part in, I'll throw it in here, everything will be great, and I'll be able to start mowing. So that's today's update, and we'll be back when we get more parts in.